I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, start this off with the announcement of the Open Meetings Act is over there on the wall. And can we have a motion to excuse Mayor Sherman's absence today?
I'll make a motion.
Coons,
Yes.
Vondergaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Is there any comments by the public? No. An approval of the December 17th, 2024 council meeting.
I'll make a motion we approve. I'll second it.
Vondergaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Coons.
Yes.
Approval of the December 2024 budgets.
That's you.
Kagan.
Sorry, I'm behind. IT problems. Okay.
Oh, great.
On to budgets here. For the month of December, this was a tough month. And obviously, we're watching everything really closely with how everything has planned out in the last couple of months. So we are talking about the month of December. It didn't come in as well as we would hoped. We're seeing these sales tax numbers, decline a little bit, and we had to take a hit for the refund within sales tax. So a lot of things are moving within this realm. So something that we definitely want to watch continually going forward is how this translates into our basically Q2. But jumping into the general fund breakdown, property tax, DMV down 4.9 to LY, or 25.83%. Again, just timing of how property tax is paid out. No real big issue. We kind of know where that number is supposed to land at the end of the year anyway, so not overly concerning. Sales and occupation tax down 94,000 to last year, 42.37. The biggest concern is obviously the sales tax. Again, reminder, there was that large refund with the state's program with Imagine Nebraska for economic development. So that was kind of our hit this month. If we remove that out of the scenario, sales tax was still down, but it wasn't the tremendous number that we're seeing sitting down $95,000 on a month. So that's basically the main purpose for that one. Fees for service up 8.8K to last year, or 92.45%. The biggest key here is cemetery openings, the golf rental. Everybody's having their Christmas parties, so that number did pop up quite a bit. Building permits and bus fares. We got some things going on within the building division. People buying permits, houses going up, so on and so forth. So definitely good numbers there to see. We got some things moving in that realm, and then bus fares again. Transportation's had a really good add-in of the Saturdays, revenues flowing. A lot of people are using that transportation service, so we definitely are glad to offer that to our citizens. State, federal, county up 51.9 to LY, or 65.07%. Again, main cause is just a transportation reimbursement, as well as a quarterly state equalization payment. So nothing to really call out there that's massively meaningful. Franchise admin fees up 198.4K to last year, or 1,184.95%. This is just a quarterly thing. Last year when I was getting my feet under into the seat and whatnot, getting my feet under myself, we did these next month, is essentially what it comes down to. So just a timing thing. Those are paid out. Those numbers didn't change from a budgetary perspective. So it's just a timing thing. When we break down into the other, we were down $86.2 to last year, or I'm sorry, 86.2K to last year, or 95.23%. This is just when Big Red closed. That's the difference there. So when we look at year-to-date numbers, obviously they're falling in line. I mean, we're trending where I would anticipate. Our sales occupation tax is down, obviously a concern, something that we'll continue to watch. Again, we still haven't seen, you know, those November numbers, right? So we should be able to see those come in. I think it's in January we'll see those numbers. I did look at the state's website. That isn't out quite yet. So I think probably here in the next couple of days, we'll have a better idea of where our sales tax will land for the previous 2 months ago, and how that sales tax is trending as we go into Q2. But everything else is trending accordingly. There's nothing really of concern on our year-to-date numbers. When we break down into the proprietary functions, obviously everybody was negative across the board. You know, I went back and looked at previous last year's numbers, and they were all correlating, right? Like we're in our down season essentially. You know, our general fund doesn't have the golf course open. We don't have the pool open, so we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants right now till we get into those summer months and we get those revenues flowing into the general fund. So in our proprietary functions, you know, we look at the electric department. If we were negative 30, totally different scenario for electric, right? They did have some bigger payouts throughout their yearly stuff for that generation project, which is kind of hit, which hurts their yearly numbers. But again, we're waiting for the season to kick in for these guys, right? And then obviously with landfill, a lot of things moving there on maintenance and keeping trucks running and keeping everybody's trash empty and keeping on the schedule best as possible. You know, so hopefully we'll start to see those numbers come around. You know, we've been kind of tracking landfill since we made that purchase of the truck. I would imagine that it'll come around. You know, if we look at a yearly number, he would be pretty well broke even had we not made that purchase. You know, looking at the general fund and into our yearly numbers, they're not as bad as you would think, because we have a lot of things coming up that I think will change these numbers. Obviously, there's still a concern, you know, sales tax being down. If it continues to trend down, that's things we need to watch, right? So I would say as we enter Q2, you know, we're having conversations with department heads that are already considered, you know, over budget, on how do we reduce some of the expenses. You know, we're going to get ahead of it, and make sure that we're making adequate, you know, purchases, and that they're meaningful to the operation or to what needs to be fixed, or, you know, and make sure that we're not getting ourselves out in front, you know. So when we look at those departments that are overspent right now, everybody's fallen within, you know, 2% of what their budgeted amount is. So, like I said, as we start to see revenues get a little bit of those things, you know, dialed in and kind of hold on to some of the expenditures a little bit, maybe as we go into these, you know, next 3 quarters, hopefully we see those numbers come back around and not sitting negative, right? So, any questions?
Yeah, is the state hit, is that going to be a monthly deal or?
So that's kind of a one-time hit, I guess. With Imagine Nebraska, basically the way that letter comes in is they show that somebody's, which we don't even know, it doesn't even stipulate in the letter, it's just they're claiming over $25,000 in refund on that Imagine Nebraska. Now, if you go and look into the Imagine Nebraska, I think the minimal amount in an investment is $30 million. So that's what somebody in our area, or in our county, I guess, is how do you really want to say
They
it?
filed
Like,
for a refund
Yeah.
of their sales and use tax.
you know,
through the
they're making an
Imagine.
investment into our area, so that's why we're seeing that hit. Obviously, we're, you know, doing what we can to try to figure out what's going on and how to prepare for it, and, you know, what numbers are we going to be looking at going forward into, you know, future years on how that affects us on a sales tax level. So
We did anticipate this a little bit
This-
during
yeah.
the budgeting session. We
And-
talked
and-
about, I think there's another one coming too yet.
yes,
this year, so.
we'll still have a couple more come this year, I think, just off the top of my head. But they usually, you know, give that roughly about a year in advance. So we kind of know how to prepare for it. It's just there's not much we can really do other than the state takes that in their refund category. So
Don't have any questions?
perfect. Thank you guys.
Motion to approve?
I would make the motion to approve the December budgets, 24 budgets.
I'll second it.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Coons,
Yes.
Bonnegaard.
Yes. Approval of December 2024 claims.
And I just wanted to make a note that Mayor Sherman looked over the December 2024 claims, and he had no issues with payment or with any of the claims.
Motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve claims.
I'll second.
Coons,
Yes.
Bonnegaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe.
Yes.
Appointment of council vacancy seat. On behalf of Mayor Sherman's recommendation has been made to have Brett Kirkman fill the vacant seat for city council. I need a motion to approve Brett Kirkman for the council vacancy.
So moved?
Bonnegaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Coons.
Yes.
We will proceed to the installation of Brett Kirkman as a council member.
We're gonna have to do our oath.
Okay.
Okay, so I gave you that so that you can read along,
Okay.
in case I'm not speaking clearly.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
So. I'll
Each
have
one
you
of
raise
their
your
first.
hand. Repeat after me.
Okay.
Okay. I state your name.
I, Brett Kirkman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
that I will take this obligation freely
that I will take this obligation freely
and without mental reservation
and without mental reservation
or for purpose of evasion,
or for purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties
of the position of the city council member
of the position of the city council member
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
And I do further swear,
And I do further swear,
and I do not advocate,
and I do not advocate,
nor am I a member of,
nor am I a member of,
any political party or organization
any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States
that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States
or this state by force of violence,
or this state by force of violence,
and that during such time
and that during such time
as I am in this position,
as I am in this position,
I will not advocate nor become a member
that I will not advocate nor become a member
of any political party or organization
of any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States
that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States
or of this state by force or violence.
or of this state by force or violence.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do we need to sign this?
I have this one here, Brett.
Okay, have you come over.
Okay.
We'll take this.
Right there.
Right in the fire.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob needs somebody to sit by him.
And then I'll also need you to sign this.
All right, cool.
However you want to go.
Put him on the seat. Brett, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about why, or you good?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could just, say who I am. Nobody knows who I am. So, yeah, my name is Brett Kirkman, obviously. I've lived here in Sydney for about 5 years now. Got a wife, Amber Kirkman surname, and 2 girls. They're 4 and 8. And so, yeah, I just super excited to serve the community here. I think maybe I can help out with certain aspects, budgetary or strategic planning wise. So I was really excited, and I'm here to listen, learn, and do the best I can to help out this community.
Awesome, yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. Proclamation, January Radon Action Month. Melissa Haas.
If you would just want to talk about what the radon month is for. I mean, it's obvious what it's for, but
Sure.
give them a little update.
Yes, so radon is actually something that's very common across the state of Nebraska. 1 in every 2 homes has elevated radon levels. So it's something that in the month of January, we try to increase awareness for testing. And we're actually very unique health department in that I offer the testing for free. So any person that's a resident in the state of, or in my jurisdiction can get a free radon test kit. And so that's the purpose of National Radon Action Month. And we ask city councils, because you guys are looking out for the betterment of your community, to just kind of proclaim it as Radon Action Month to help get the word out to test your home for radon.
Where will we go to get a radon test?
You can call me, or it's actually on our website if someone wants to just fill it out if they don't want to talk to me on the phone. So it's several ways, and I mail them right to people's homes.
Okay.
Your Panhandle
Email the
Public
test
Health
kit,
District.
Yes, Panhandle Public Health District, yep.
Email
But
the
it's
test kit
also
right to
on
people's
our
homes.
website in the packet, because I included the letter that you sent.
So radon is pretty prevalent out here then?
Yes, yes. I would say most of the homes, they'll test so the action level for radon is something they measure in picocuries per liter, which is just radioactivity, and it's 4.0. And I would say most of our counties in this area, we cover 12 counties, are over 4.0, most of the homes I have. So it's just something to be aware of, and just because your neighbor tests and it doesn't have it, doesn't mean your home won't. All homes are built different, and so it's just a matter of testing, just to give you peace of mind to see what your levels are.
Oh, now I get to read. Proclamation, Radon Action Month. Whereas radon is a colorless, odorless radioactive gas that may threaten the health of citizens and their families. Whereas radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the U.S. Whereas radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Whereas the National Academy of Sciences estimate up to 21,000 lung cancer deaths occur in the United States each year. Whereas radon is found in 1 in 15 homes across the U.S. has elevated radon levels. Whereas any home in Sydney may have elevated levels of radon, even if other homes in the same neighborhood do not. Whereas testing for the radon is simple and inexpensive. Whereas identified radon problems can be fixed. Whereas Panhandle Public Health Department, the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services, and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency are supporting efforts to encourage Americans to test their homes for radon, have elevated levels of radon reduced, and have new homes built with radon-resistant features. Now, therefore, the Vice Mayor and the City Council of the City of Sidney, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim January 2025 official Radon Action Month in Sidney. Nebraska is recognition of the importance of testing homes for radon. I hereby proclaim the month of January 2025 as National Radon Action Month. And I urge every member of the community to test their homes by contacting the Panhandle Public Health District at 308-487-3600 extension 108 to request a free radon kit, dated this 14th day of January.
Did you want to give her that? some
Do
copy?
you want this copy?
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now on to the Civic and Community Center Financing Fund Project. Brandy.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. I didn't
All
even say
right.
it once.
So halfway through last year, we started really talking about that Northside Park project. And Jason and David have worked really hard on that Game and Parks grant. That's about $600 and $650,000. But the total for that particular project comes to about 1.5 million. So we still need to apply for more funding. And I did say last year I'd be coming at you with more opportunities. So for CCCFF, we have a couple of options, and I'm bringing them to you so you can make that decision. We can either use the funds and apply for funds to the downtown Hickory Street Square project, and that would go towards planning for that particular project. Or we can use it for the Northside Park project. And I'm bringing it to you to figure out which one you'd be more interested in applying for.
I'd say probably north side. Let's finish that.
I think, my personal opinion is the north side. We've already got the planning done on it. Continue to
Yeah.
And just as a little ray of hope for the Hickory Street Square project, we are hoping that the UNL engineer students will take a look at maybe helping us with some plans, because they have a certified engineer over them, and the project is sitting with them right now. They're going to decide which projects they're going to work on for this semester, and we could be one of them, so there's still a little ray of hope there.
I agree with the north side. It seems like it's more defined project. We know what we want to do. Hickory Street, we've kind of kicked around for a long time. And
Yeah.
so
I'll keep working on that one, but yeah, I get it. So I guess I just need a motion, I'm guessing, for whichever one.
Motion.
for the-
David, is there an action that needs to be taken on
They
that?
need to decide what they want to submit the grant application for, which priority. Because both those items are on your priority list throughout all our previous strategic planning sessions. And for Brett's point of interest, 2 of those projects, one is a revamping of Hickory Street Square, maybe a permanent stage, some better amenities down there. Then we've been working on that for a long time as well. And then recently, we were discovered a Game and Park grant that was available that we could apply for. We're not guaranteed to get it, nor are we guaranteed to get any of these, but we did apply for it, and we feel like we have a very strong application for $650,000 with a match of, I believe, half of that, whatever it was, for a Game and Park application. We did submit that. We're hoping to hear this month how that goes. But as part of that, we did do a 30% design and engineering on the north side part. It's very nice design, sidewalks all across the big pavilion, splash pad. It would be a huge improvement to the north side part. So both those projects have been longtime priorities of the city council. But this is one of those grants where sometimes you're kind of pigeonholed into what it needs to be for, either infrastructure or a bridge or a road or downtown. This one is kind of an open range, so we didn't want to make that decision. We wanted the council to kind of say, well, these are the 2 things that fit within this grant that you could ask for and let you guys decide. So that's kind of where we're at. We have not done a ton of design. Brandy's right. Hopefully we can get maybe some deal with the UNL students to start doing some design or even prelims or something for Hickory Square. But we do already have 30% designs on the north side park. So it does sometimes give you a little advantage to have that
And I do want to
shovel-ready to aspect to it.
I do want to point out for the financial implications for CCCFF, you can see that it's 100%. We have to match dollar for dollar. Well, if we get the full 650,000 from that, that's not even half the project. So we're guaranteed to do that with this project. I don't know where I would get the funds for Hickory Street Square, but I can pray.
So motion to approve the north side, I guess, park? Or how do we gotta do it?
Motion to submit, what is it, letter of
intent
letter
and
of intent to the
pre-application.
CCCFF for the Northside Park project.
Do I have a motion?
So moved. Well said, and so moved.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Coons,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Bonnegaard,
Yes.
Kirkman.
Yes.
Consideration for recreation and visitor service program. Brandy.
All right, so this is another grant. We're trying to make sure that we get that full project paid for. And it has another max amount of $650,000. This one's with the Bureau of Land Management, and it really likes to focus on recreation and visitor service areas, which is why we're going after it for the North Side Park. I couldn't figure out how to make it work for Hickory Street Square necessarily, so it conforms better with the North Side Park project. That's pretty much, it's the same spiel as last
Okay.
time.
Same spiel.
Same spiel.
The only difference is this one doesn't have the match.
Match.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Can it be a match then to one of the others?
As far as I know,
Okay.
the main one that gets kind of sticky is when you try to use CDBG funds to match CDBG funds. So as far as I know, and I do believe that one was one that Melissa and I looked up, that you could use this for matching funds.
A motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve applying for this grant.
Second.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Bonnegaard,
Yes.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons.
Yes.
So Northside Park's done, basically, right?
Well, let's hope.
Hopefully we get them all.
Yeah, we gotta get them all. The city council and planning and training.
Yeah, I put this on here because I talked with the mayor about this a couple times, especially with some turnover on the council. We had decided to see if we could find a company that would come out here and do that type of board training and maybe even a little bit of planning. They know they won't have to go too much into the planning because you guys have a very firm strategic plan, but they may address a little bit of that. But then they also want to just go over some other things. And I put a little list out here of some of the things that can be included in that training that they provided to me, the NASB. They generally do school boards, but they do have a whole division that does councils as well, so municipal governments. So Brad thought it was a good idea, so we put it on the agenda. These dates that I have are 3 dates that the NSAB had put forth that they would have available to come out here and do that. And they generally just put 5:30 PM, but those are negotiable if you guys wanted to do it earlier. And they said it generally takes a couple hours. About 3 hours is what they said. So we can move that up a little bit on any of those dates. I didn't put down the day of the week those were. I think it's a Wednesday, Thursday, and then whatever the February 12th. Well, we have a calendar over here.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, Thursday, and the 5th is Wednesday, 6th is Thursday, and the 12th is the
Wednesday.
following Wednesday.
Following Wednesday. So 2 Wednesdays and a Thursday. But I just wanted to give you guys their options and see if we could get at least a majority, hopefully everybody, to look at their schedules and let me know if they can make one of those days.
This is gonna be at Boss City, is that right, or? No?
I'm down for
You're
it.
going.
Thirsty Thursday. I'm open up.
And then also, we can do, they can do early as well, earlier than that. They know 3 hours we go a little bit late, starting at 5:30, so if you wanted to start at 4:30, they were open to that on those days too, so.
I think I'm good with any of them.
I'm good with any of them. Rob?
I'm checking.
Brett?
I can do the 6th or the 12th.
I was hoping for one of those two.
I can do any of them, looks like.
So we could do 6th or 12th, either one.
Yeah.
Anybody prefer like a Thursday or Friday? Or Wednesday, I'm sorry, Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesdays don't seem to be a whole lot of other stuff, because you have your council meetings and all that other stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays, all the other board meetings, so Wednesday might be good if you want to try it for the 12th.
All right.
Yeah, try for the 12th.
I'll reply to them then and let them know that the 12th is.
And
the
then,
day.
David, were you going to try to get it at 4:30 or?
Oh, yeah, what time do you guys want to do it sooner than that?
5.
I can make whatever work,
Yeah.
so.
We could do even earlier then if you want. It's up to you guys.
I mean, will Brad be all right with 5, 4:35?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe how about I get a hold of Brad, and if he's okay with like 4:30, we'll do 4:30. If not, then we'll do 5 or 5:30.
Okay.
And I'll let him know according to what Brad can do. Anywhere between 4:30 and 5:30. Perfect. I will let him know, and once I hear back from Brad, I'll get back to you.
City managers reports, comments?
Just want to remind everybody the volunteer fire department banquet, February 1st, 5:30 PM, social hour, and 6:30 PM is the dinner. And I think you guys have invites to that in your mailbox, I believe, but I think it's getting really close to time to register. I believe I might have sent out an email about that ahead of time so you would know. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
even tomorrow is the deadline for register for that. And also, I'll be posting the old PD building bid notice here later this month, probably shortly after the next meeting, with the bid opening scheduled for March 11th council meeting, just so that you're aware that that's going on. And I definitely want to thank the council members. I think Brandon and Rob both attended the city employee banquet. I thought it went really good. It's a lot of fun. Always good to see everybody out and mingling. And thank you guys for coming and saying kind words. We appreciate that. And I guess with that, unless anybody has any questions for me, that's all I have right now.
Lori?
Nope.
Our new city attorney, Kendra Stroman?
I should probably introduce Kendra Stroman.
Yeah.
I'm
Who is
sorry.
that lady?
Hi.
Just so you know, it was not Jay Leaf that swore in the new council member. It was Kendra Stroman. Kendra and Jay are going to work in tandem for about 6 months here until Kendra gets more familiarized with municipal government, and Jay has a quite vast knowledge of that. So they will overlap for about 6 months here, and so you'll see both of them here and there at council meetings or working on different things that the city's doing. And then after that, hopefully we will move forward with Kendra taking over the city attorney. So, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here.
We're already putting her to work.
That's right.
Autumn? Sam?
Couple things from us. We are having I should be hosting a fairly large law enforcement training Thursday. So you'll probably see anywhere between 50 and 80 different types of cop cars in the city, just in case anybody calls in. It's just training. There's nothing going on. We did have a new guy start last Monday. He's entered his second week of training. He's pretty sore today. He started all his defensive tactics training, so if you see him tomorrow, please punch him in the leg. And then we'll be starting a new testing process for some new officers on the 24th, which hopefully we'll be able to get 2 or 3 out of that as well.
Brandy?
A lot going on for economic development. I'm sure most have seen that the Cabela's buildings are going up for auction in less than a month. So I hope we're sharing the link with folks who would be or may be interested. I know we've had a lot of calls into the office here. I know Bass Pro is getting a lot of calls, so we keep sharing the link. Hopefully that goes up to a company that wants to come in and give us more jobs. That'd be awesome.
We are getting a lot of detailed questions. She's right, both Marshall and the front office and myself about all the different aspects. So that's a good sign that people are interested, and we're getting a lot of questions. I forgot to mention this earlier, and I should have mentioned this. Sorry to jump in between your rotation, but I also want to thank the public very much for all the ideas and input that they put on our website, on Facebook page. We appreciate that very much. And then some of the ideas that have actually been emailed directly to myself or Brandy of somebody, maybe a citizen new that they thought we should check into. And some of those are very valuable, and we just want to let you know that we are following up on them and trying to push very, very hard for the ones that we think would and the public is suggesting would be good fits for the city. So thank you, everybody in the public, for doing that.
I have a lunch and learn on Thursday where I'm trying to continue to educate those that could use my incentives. So it'll be 2 topics then, and then in a couple months from then, I'll do another lunch and learn, but it'll be at Boss City, starting at 11:30, and our top 2 topics are gonna be the gap loan financing through economic development and downtown revitalization grant, for any of them that qualify for that.
Okay.
And I think, we used to do, was it quarterly or semi-annually updates of economic development, so it sounds like we probably owe you guys an update in the next meeting or two, so I'll make sure I get on the agenda for that.
Okay. Kagan?
We were popular tonight.
Really?
42.
Looky there, it's all you.
In there, 42 total.
Wow.
Dang.
Busy night for the.
Gone viral.
Brett must have a following, bringing us eyeballs.
Marshall? Dean? Brett?
Viral right now.
Rob?
Thanks and welcome Brett aboard, and that's all I've got.
Same thing, welcome, and just understand that when you step a foot and a half up here on this thing now, you're no longer as smart as you used to be. Just the way everybody perceives it, so, but welcome.
Yep. I want to welcome Brett too, and also the employee appreciation night was Dill. And I guess Governor Pillon's going to be at WNCC
Thursday,
Tomorrow?
Thursday.
4:30 to 6.
Yeah. Like what room? Did they say?
I'm sure it'll be posted, but I'm
Posted.
guessing it's gonna be that.
116.
Yep, the main one there.
Yep. And don't forget to call Brad at 249-2321. And we are done.